After rewatching the film for the first time since I'd seen it in theaters, I've decided I'm ultimately rather fond of Ultron. He's full of contradictions, has a great sense of humor.
I can't physically throw up in my mouth.
And altogether operates like a tortured intellectual, perspicacious and eccentric, yet also predictably self-destructive. So why is he, and the installment for which he is named, so poorly regarded amongst the MCU? It could be that with the astonishing success of its predecessor and the series of films thereafter, that were at worst controversial and at best ranged from suspenseful to surprisingly agreeable, and with a PR campaign that promoted the film as some sort of Avengers Darkest Hour sequel, when in reality, even its most dramatic moments, the mood was often lightened by memorable quippery.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
It may be that the fans were built up to expect the impossible. And like the Sons of Charlemagne, the middle child of the MCU tried nobly to meet the demands placed upon it, and lamentably could not live up to the hype. Ambitious to a fault, Age of Ultron attempts to not only be a worthy installment in the literal game changer that is the Avengers franchise, but also attempts to set up all the series of films that will come thereafter, from Captain America's Civil War, to Thor Ragnarok, to Black Panther, to Infinity Wars. This is all disconcerting enough, but what really overloaded the film was having a plot built to accommodate the introduction and resolution of not one, not two, but 4 new characters. No small reason for the triumph of the first Avengers was that the audience was already familiar with and invested in most of the characters present. In Age of Ultron, not only is half the cast new, but many of these characters are also bizarre and strange.
He's got increased metabolism and improved thermal homeostasis.
Her thing is neuroelectric interfacing, telekinesis, mental manipulation.
He's fast and she's weird.
And due to the limited screen time and the obscurity of their nature, the audience has a hard time getting invested. The tragedy regarding Ultron is that the quintessential components of his character require what the conditions of his presentation won't allow him to have, and that is time. Besides the whole killer robot thing, one of Ultron's fundamental qualities is a self-perpetuated state of evolution. Since his debut in 1968, every time he's defeated, he comes back stronger and smarter and more powerful.
What doesn't kill you just makes me stronger.
Resulting in a chronicle of supersession, conventionally renaming himself with every installment. Ultron 5, Ultron 6, all the way to Ultron 18, and most recently, Ultron Pym. This quality, though great in the continuity of a comic book, works against him in the parameters of a motion picture, where we are pressed for time. With his form and plan in perpetual flux, the audience can't wrap their heads around his character or his motivations, and in the absence of understanding, there cannot be investment. Ultron suffers from the same condition faced by many other forgettable and disposable Marvel villains, being new. But even within all of these parameters, when Ultron gets to be himself, he shines. Traditionally, AI characters, Vision being a perfect example, will exhibit some subtle aspects of emotion, but remain distant, beings of reason, ostensibly untethered by passion or instinct.
Humans are odd. They think order and chaos are somehow opposites and try to control what won't be.
Ultron does the exact opposite of this. His personality is outlandish and his reactions are dramatic, effusing feeling at every turn and opportunity.
Do I look like Iron Man Stark?
I'm sorry. I'm sure that's gonna be okay.
In this, Ultron echoes the spirit of another infamous AI-turned-rogue character, Hal from A Space Odyssey, who has a real emotional intelligence, but his hardware limits him from expressing his full range of emotional capacity.
Stop, Dave. I'm afraid. I'm afraid, Dave.
Ultron, being able to create his own hardware, is not burdened by this limitation, and demonstrates a wide range of complex emotions, including, but far from limited to, respect.
You've wounded me. I give you full marks for that.
Frustration.
No. Leave me alone!
Concern.
What? If you stay here, you'll die.
Personal opinions.
It's all under your dummy
This
holdings?
finance is so weird.
And an empirical sense of one of the most evolved stages of thinking. Humor.
I'm glad you asked that because I wanted to take this time to explain my evil plan.
All this serves to make more shocking the moments when he displays ignorance regarding the most fundamental properties of human physiology.
Smaller people? Children. I lost the word there. Children.
Rather than an artificial intelligence turned rogue character, his behavior better parallels that of a living person, a fully developed intelligence trapped within the parameters of a computer program.
Where's your body?
I am a program. I'm without form.
This feels weird. This feels wrong.
Emotionally cognizant and trying to wrap his figurative head around the nature of his existence.
I'm sorry, I was asleep. Or I was a dream.
It's my belief that Ultron, or rather Ultron's essence, is not the peacekeeping initiative developed by Tony and Bruce, but a sentient being born from the Mind Stone, forced to operate within the framework of an AI.
Their powers, the horrors in our heads, Ultron himself, they all came from the Mind Stone.
Perhaps being guided by an unseen hand.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
Vision supposedly uses the Mind Stone to destroy the last unit carrying Ultron's code at the end of the film. But because Vision states his reluctance towards contributing to Ultron's extinction,
I don't want to kill Ultron. He's unique.
and because we never see it happen on screen, I feel there's a good chance we might see him again. The MCU needs more reoccurring villains that compel and excite us. And I think that, with a little bit more exposure, that is exactly what Ultron could be.
They'll understand. When they see, they'll understand. I just need a little more